Welcome to my den, blanket fort, if you will. I made this for Seth's 28th birthday. It was a really amazing time and he really loved it. It was a surprise. I pretended to go to school. I did go to school that day to pick something up, but then immediately left and then bought some supplies and built a whole nother room to our house. And it is a permanent thing until we leave, and it's very cozy, and we spend almost every night in here either reading or eating dinner, watching Netflix, or playing games. It is the best. I recommend everyone build a blanket fort in their late 20s. As I was building it, I was listening to a book called Big Magic, and if anyone's been struggling to do creative things in their life, then I would suggest listening to this book or reading it. It feels like this book is giving you permission to just do shit because life is fleeting and art is good. Things like that. So it was very nice, like building something fun and artistic while also listening to an amazing book. I almost listened to the whole thing while I built this. But yeah, as I said, it is going to stay up until we leave, which is why I'm making this video, because we have tentative plans to leave. Now, I have had my beef with Nagoya. I moved here with a bitter heart because of the stalker situation I had in Hokkaido, and I was very reluctant to leave Hokkaido. I loved Hokkaido with all my heart. I knew I was going to have to leave eventually, but I left prematurely and I ended up in a place I never wanted to end up, and I was super bitter about it for months. And poor Seth, I told him almost every day how unhappy I was, and we had just like officially moved in together, and it wasn't a great start for that kind of life, I think. And I think my head was just really clouded for months and months, and then I started becoming closer with like a lot of people that I had met here, and kind of accepting that like this isn't a forever thing, and just making the best of the situation that I had, which was actually admittedly, which was actually a really good situation. Immediately I made a really good friend who had some connections to some cool people. I joined her English Japanese club, and these people were all just like open about Western culture and like chatting in English mostly. I mean, I got to speak in Japanese a lot too, and we would just like do things together. We would like go rock climbing, or we would go to like the trampoline house, we'd go to cafes, we'd go out to dinner, we'd go out drinking, to karaoke. And the best part of it is that we always had people to travel with. If you posted on the group, then there was always people who are like ready to go somewhere with you, and we could just road trip to Kyoto or Osaka, which is wild, by the way. When I googled Nagoya, one of the best things about it online said Nagoya was great because you can go to other places that are not Nagoya. And I used to make fun of that, but actually is true. And like there are a lot of really cool things that are close to here that I got to see with some really cool people. That being said, while I have this small little community and group of friends, and it has been a very good time, I think growth-wise I felt kind of stagnant. Art-wise, I just dead. And granted, I had like a pretty traumatic thing happen to me. Like, I'm sure every female has been stalked at some point, and I hate that that is a sentence that I said and that it is a real thing that happens. But for me, it was something that I couldn't shake because it changed my entire world. And like, again, I was just so bitter about it. And like, just not feeling safe in your own home because someone else has entered it. Just not fun. So I was scared to ever live alone. It also happened here in Nagoya. Quick aside, it was Halloween. I was dressed as a Hogwarts, like Slytherin student, but I took the robe off to take the train home because I didn't want to be super weird, and a man followed me home. because he thought I was a high school student, and he asked me where I went to school and tried to get me to go into his car. So I was like, oh, stranger danger. And then I was like, wait, I'm 26. Like, this shouldn't be a thing. But also it made me really scared for all the high school girls that do live in my neighborhood. Because, like, what the fuck, dude? I did call in a police report, but nothing could be done. Of course, fucking Sasuga. Seth and I have put in a request to transfer to Yokohama, birthplace of Honey and Clover, one of my loves, and it's closer to Tokyo, which is kind of what we were after, because we were looking for communities that we couldn't find here. And like, even though we have a pretty solid, just nice group of people community, we wanted to grow our interests and our souls. I don't know. He's into like philosophy and like artificial intelligence and Magic the Gathering, things like that, creating games. I am into filmmaking and art and writing, and we don't have that here, and we're searching for it there. And we've already Googled some things and found some communities and groups that exist already in the Tokyo area. And if we move to Yokohama and live close to the Yokohama station, then going to Tokyo would only take about 17 minutes by train, which is a lot. Because currently it takes 2.5 hours and it is like $200, which is ridiculous. Anyways, I'm really sad, I think, to be leaving this place, which is a little ironic, but I think if I've learned anything, I'm just really, really capable of uprooting my life and going somewhere new. And it is a little tiring to like keep moving, but also just, how can I say this? Just like, I was scared to move to Japan, and so many great things happened to me here. I'm sure if I didn't move to Japan, a lot of great things would have still happened to me, but you know, this is the path I'm on. This is the life. I don't think there's any wrong choices in life. Mostly, not necessarily. But I came here, I met some amazing people, I grew here, and I had great experiences, and I've been able to travel the world, and that's amazing. And I think the thing is, I know what this is, and I don't know what that will be like. I can guess, but I don't know. And my friend Vicky said something recently, because she's living here too, and she's moving in March, but she's moving to France. And she said something during our Friendsgiving dinner, and she said, you should do it because it scares you. And I think she was talking about her moving to France, or like my friend quitting their job. Like, you should do the things that scare you, because that's probably, I mean, it probably means they're worth doing, right? I don't know, but this is the path that is set ahead. I don't know if it's gonna happen. This is just, I wanted to document that I finally made a move toward Tokyo, something I've clearly been talking about since I moved here, since I was in Hokkaido. So hopefully it's happening, but also if it happens, I'll be sad. But if it doesn't happen, I think I'll be crushed. And I guess I could find a way there myself, even outside of my company, but just fingers crossed. And then I guess I'll see you there in my new blanket fort, which will just take up the whole house, because houses over there are freaking tiny. So yeah, I'm excited, I'm scared, but I'm excited. So let's hope for magic. Okay, goodbye.